In the last video, we have seen that how we can create partitions in SSAS tabular model. So let's go to the fact internet sale, and here is the partitions. As we have created these two partitions, less than equal to 2012 and greater than 2012. So whenever you create these partitions, you need to make sure that you should not have duplicate values, right? If I say less than equal to 12, and if I again write here fact internet sale greater than equal to 2012, then I will get the duplicate rows. So you need to make sure, right? So as we have these two partitions that will fetch all the related data, so we don't need this partition, the main table fact internet sale. So we can just delete it. Click OK. So in this video, we will learn about the processing options in the tabular model. So this is the database, tabular tutorial. We can right click here, and then you need to go process database. In the process database, you can see under mode, there are four modes: process default, process full, process clear, and process recalculation. And what is the process default? Let me show you from the Microsoft website. So here you can see the process default detects the process state of a partition object and performs the processing necessary to deliver unprocessed or partially processed partition object to a fully processed state. So what this option does, it checks the state of the uh, objects. If we got some new data in the database, or new dimension or new calculation, then it detects and process only those unprocessed object state. Let's process this one default. So now it is processed successfully, and if I again go to the tabular model database and process database. So if I again choose the process default, it will check the state of the model. If there is any additional calculated column or any dimension or the new data there, then it will fetch only those changes, not the complete model, right? So this is the default option. And let's check the, for example, we have created one partition here, partitions, and see, it is processed successfully, both 54,000 and 5,000 rows. Okay, then we can open our Power BI report. We can refresh it and see everything is working fine. So again, we can go to the um, Management Studio, and here we right click again and process database. So here the next option is process full. So what process full does, process a partition object and all the objects that it contains. When processful is run for an object that has been already processed, analysis will drop all the data in the. So what this option does, it drops all the data and then reprocesses again. So it is also very straightforward. We can click. So it is dropping and then reprocessing. Okay, and Power BI, and see, everything is working fine. So again, the next option is we can again right click, process database, and the third option is process clear. So what this option does, remove all the data from the partitions. So we can click OK. So there should be no data available in the database. So we can open the Power BI. So we should not get any information here. If we refresh, because it clears all the data. And here you can see the October, and if I just uncheck, so it will be disappear. So it just I think saved the state of the slicer here. That's why we are able to see this English month name. But anyway, we are getting no data, right? And if I again go to the management studio, and then we can again right click, process database. The last option is process recalculation. And if I go to the Microsoft website, the process recalculation, what it does, the process clear, because I was just showing you the options for the partition, but um, when we do the processing or database level, it removes all the data from the database objects, all the database objects, right? So the process recalculation updates and recalculate hierarchies, relationships, and calculated column. If we don't have any data and we just use the process recalculate option, we will able to see the hierarchies and calculated column, but we will not be able to see the underlying data. So let's try to do and see how it works. And if I click OK, close, and we can go to the Power BI desktop, and here we refresh. We are not able to see any underlying data, right? Let me show you one difference. For example, if I right click here and process database, so here you can see if I click the process clear, it will remove all the data, everything from all the objects. As you can see here, remove all the data from all the database objects, either it is table, partitions. Click OK. And here when I refresh, I'm not getting any error message, because somehow Power BI is just saving the state of these visuals. If I go to the page 2 and I just use English product category here, and then I use one fact sale. See, we are getting one error. Like the error is the expression reference or relationship between fact intensity and product category, which does not hold any data because it needs to be recalculated, right? So because there is no data available, and that's why they are not making any kind of relationship. So if I right click and process database and click process or recalculate, so what it will do, it update hierarchy relationships and calculate a column for the model. Click OK. So if I again go to this slide 2 and if I refresh, then we should not see any data but no error. See? So this is the difference between process recalculation and um, process clear. So we can do again a recap. The process default detects the state, and if there is any change in the state, then it reprocess it. Otherwise, it will take it as it is. And in the process full, it drops all the objects and then reprocess it again. And the process clear remove all data from the database objects. And the process clear updates, recalculate hierarchy relationships and calculate column. So these are the four options that we have seen with the example.